Welcome to Carter's Retro Reviews. You know, the wife is gone. The wife has gone out. My little one's with my parents, so you know what that means, right?
And I did techno. And I swear to you that
Yeah! Alright, let's get the facts out of the way. Virtua Fighter 2 is this game. You probably haven't heard of it before. It's a sequel. Now, I'm pretty sure the first game was made by Nintendo, and then I'm almost certain, Sony did the sequel? It's an FPS platformer with RPG elements, deep gameplay, and visceral resonancy. So, since I'm giving you the facts, I thought I would fuck everything up by not doing that this time. I mean, if you want to watch a review on Virtua Fighter 2, I'm sure you have seen literally hundreds of reviews done by others of varying degrees of success. But if you've never seen a review on this game, and mine's the first you've ever seen, firstly, my deepest condolences. Secondly, you are looking at perhaps the most popular game, not only on the Sega Saturn, but the biggest, if not one of the biggest, games for Sega in general. Well, the series certainly is. It was released in the arcades on their Model 2 hardware back in 1994, and even then I've one or two other sources which cite December 1993, which ran at 60 frames per second without any sort of slowdown. Absolutely amazing. Nothing out there at the time even came close to being this perfect 3D fighter, and spawned countless sequels. Well, okay, that's not really true. You can count the sequels. If I use Wiki, there was 16 sequels. That's a fucking boatload of sequels. In the US, it was packaged in a bundle with the Sega Saturn, Virtual Cop, and Daytona USA. I recently did a review of Last Bronx, which was a game so amazing, it helped sell the Saturn. If you're looking for another game that helped move units, look no further. But it was so much bigger than the Saturn because it was on just about every platform. XBLA, PlayStation Network, iDevices, PC, PlayStation 2 for the Sega Ages series, Mega Drive or Genesis if you're a fan of bad names for great consoles, and the R-Zone. Like that fucking matters. No title in history of gaming could move that bucket of shit off the shelves. The only way you could get rid of them is to pay people to take them and dump them in a ceremonial burning that allows you to throw your feces at it freely. Burning plastic and burning shit. What a goulash of smells that'd be. The characters in this game are filled with plenty of personality, and there's no shortage of them. You have Akira, Pei, or Pai, Pao, Pei, Lau, Wolf, Jeffrey, Cage, Sarah, Jackie, Jurel, and new characters Shun and Lion. Anyway, let's see where this game went wrong. Shit. 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 And shit. What do you think I'm gonna say? Not only was it one of the best fighting games for the console, but it was arguably one of the best fighting games for the 90s, right up there with Street Fighter 2, Soul Calibur, Mortal Kombat, etc. And if I'm honest about this, I'm only reviewing this game because I wanted to be chronologically accurate with reviewing the releases, and 2 comes after Remix, which was vaguely mentioned in my review for Virtua Fighter. And I'm really more interested in reviewing other fighting games anyway. Presentation is bright, beautiful, and flows well. Normally at this juncture, I'd break it down into menu presentation and in-game presentation, but no separation is necessary. Sure, the menu presentation is not as good as in-game, but who gives a flying finished spit's shit about the menu when the game is so good on its own? You don't need any kind of critiquing on menu presentation. It's still pretty good, but ultimately, you're only going to use it to get to the good stuff. Even the intro video is so definitive that the moment you see it, you go, holy fuckholes, can you see that? That is my childhood and nostalgia of standing around this game in the arcades being awestruck And the sad thing is, I'm not sure we'll ever have that again. Arcades were expensive enough in Australia, costing $1 a go, which I think, adjusting for inflation was about $1,000 US. It was highway robbery. Graphics have been textures, true proper 3D, and a force to be reckoned with, really. It's further proof that the Saturn can do 3D for those who were completely dismissive about its capabilities in this area, but, to be fair, it's fucking amazing. Detail and shading is great, and there are only a few games that can equal the graphic prowess of this game. If you're a little dubious about this game being this good to begin with, I would have completely understood where you're coming from. I mean, I'd be a little frustrated as hell, but facts are facts, with other ports coming across the Saturn not really living up to the potential, but this game fucking blows all of that out of the water. The backgrounds are really great as well, and when you do have a comparison between the arcade and the Saturn port, there is very little out of place here, with the only obvious thing being the floor looking slightly pixely by comparison. Short of that, it's a 100% accurate port. Sound is ripe and punchy, the tracks are memorable, and the mix is right with the sound effects being accurate and the soundtrack which is just great. Gameplay is nothing short of amazing. If the graphics didn't get you, the gameplay has, with the controls being short, sharp, and incredibly accurate. The characters have enough depth to keep you coming back. I found the difficulty was just about perfect, with the game giving the novice a hiding, but showing you that it's you that's stopping you from succeeding at the game. More attempts and learning the game in a way that makes me want to learn the game is part of its success. It gives you an inch, which really gives you a mile to work with, and makes me want to get better at the game. There are games in the past that I've criticised for being shit, usually due to poor controls, that make me not want to play those games, but this game is a perfect example of how to do it right. The controls flow well, and the game mechanics, while basic, are just so effective. The graphics, sound, and gameplay come together in this sexual orgy that I want to be a part of. Replay value in this game is infinite. 2-player is fucking great, with it ultimately being just the 1-player experience against a friend, and nothing's been taken out. It has enough modes, and it's just a fun game. Would I recommend this game? What do you think? Of course I would. The game is as compulsory as the Sega Saturn itself to play. If you have a Saturn and you don't have Virtua Fighter 2, there's either something really wrong with you, or maybe you just don't like fighting games. And since it was a common game back in the day, you can pick this game up for pittance, so there's very little reason not to have it. You could be disappointed in other ports for the Saturn, but not this one. Fucking amazing. This game fits under the banner of your collection is shit if it doesn't have this game in it. And I cannot stress that anymore.